Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 17th of May. Apologies for a bit of a delay this morning. Software just not doing what I'm asking it to do. It's these PCs, they take a mind of their own and reboot themselves and don't open up in the same way. Anyway, we're there now. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay, so let's get going. Right. First things first, let's just check that's working okay. Yep, that's working okay. Right, so news today then. Friday the 17th, we've got hardly anything. Look, industrial production out, that's already come out. Retail sales, that's already come out. It's Chinese data. US dollar, we got a Fed Wallace speaking, and payments in innovation. Yep, looked at that yesterday. So not a lot happening there. So what's happening with these markets then? That's what we need to look at. Technically, well, they're in a bit of a standoff at the moment, it seems. We had that surge up there on Wednesday. Thursday, yesterday, we just popped and dropped a little bit there, just ran up a little bit further, ran out of steam. Now, I was waiting for them both to come back, both the euro and the pound to come back to the pivots to see if we could get a bounce off those. Now, important thing here that it just didn't happen. It tried it on the, if I can hold still on this, it'd be good. It's, oh, come on. Well, okay. It was on the 1 o'clock candle. So it tried it on its 1 o'clock candle, but it just didn't happen. I was particularly looking at cable off the same pattern. Just didn't happen. It actually eventually broke through there slightly, and it's now looking on the softer side. We've got the pivot above. I'm sort of looking at this morning. Just looks neither one way or the other really. We've got the risk of the pivot above is that we could just turn around, come back, catch that, maybe even go through it and run back upwards there. Or of course, I mean, when I'm seeing the pattern that I'm looking at here, almost wanting to sell on the break of the lows there. That'll give us a lower high, but then we're selling into a high, not particularly where I want to be. So not the best of setups this morning on the euro to pound. Here, similar case. If it comes into play, it'd be really good. There we go. Everything's gone slow here this morning. So it sort of rezips its data. Again, you can see that on the 4-hourly basis, we sort of gone into this funny old price action. It came off through the pivot yesterday. It did eventually bounce up there a little bit more positively, but not looking great, and looking like it's again, well, this has hit the pivot. This could just roll over, break through those lows and roll over. Not the best looking markets. I'm not really liking to go against the trend there at this stage. The dollar yen again got itself into a bit of a mess overall. It's now more northbound than southbound at the moment, I would suggest. So looking for potential further upside here, but strengthening, going against the grain a little bit here. The yen, Aussie dollar, and another one that's a mess. It's a similar sort of pattern that we were looking for, or was looking for on the pound and the dollar there. Again, it never really did too much here. Got into a really big mess. The thing is, if it doesn't bounce quick enough, it's suggesting what you're looking at isn't working. It's run out of momentum, and as we're seeing here, well, they're consolidating. One thing I would say with all these three, looking at the very similar picture, the euro, the pound, and the Australian dollar here, is they've all consolidated, and they're starting to consolidate away from the highs here. This to me points more to the downside than to the upside. It's not to say it won't run through there. I'll watch this carefully this morning and see what it does. If they can break back above their respective daily pivots, then, well, the bullish side may still have it, but it's really a case of all of them. If they start breaking down here, well, it looks like the weaker case for them at the moment. With nothing coming out today, this could be a very short trading day for me. No data. The US dollar CAD, similar case, just of consolidation. It's a case of waiting really for these. Now, personally, I'd still rather be on the short side of this, and it's obviously showing a bit of a bounce off its pivot at the moment. Well, if it does, I'll stay away from it. I'm really looking, if it breaks down later, if we can get a break through that pivot, it might be a go with down back towards those prior lows. But at the moment, I'm sitting on my hands here this morning. New Zealand dollar is very similar to the Aussie. There we go, same sort of picture kicking in here. Actually, it was minor, a bit more positive, but it's still not consolidating directly from the lows. It's done this little horrible bit of price action. Maybe have the more positive aspect. So unfortunately, guys, as much as I'd love to say, well, there's this and that and whatever to look at this morning, from what I'm seeing at the moment on these majors, I have nothing. It's a case of waiting and wait and see. Let's just go through into, have a look at some of the other markets here. We look at gold looking a little bit more positive. It's moving a bit cleaner, a bit of a clearer move on its 4 hourly here, and well, that is definitely moving better, and it's done perhaps what the others could do. Maybe showing the way for them. If we get these with a push through the pivot here, this is really what I want to see. Maybe then this could have a bit of continuation. I'd wait until post 8 o'clock on this. I'm very wary of these early time moves, but at least it's doing the right pattern. Gold, oil even, yesterday held up a little bit better. It's holding in there, but it's in this sort of tightish range. It's looking like it could be bottoming out here. It could be getting the bottom coming through. Certainly on this time frame, it looks a bit better. Yesterday afternoon, well, it was quite early when it started moving here. They've got the bottoming out at 11, 12 o'clock, came in, put it in the pivot swing, and then off it went. But one day this might become a bit more tradable to me again. I don't like trading it before 2 o'clock is the time. It did go up a little bit more at 2, but it pretty much done everything it needed to do on the day. So we'll leave that for now. S&P's up this morning, but not on the prettiest of pictures. So we peaked into the high side there. Must be some divergence going on. I didn't talk about that. There is a bit of divergence going on, surely. Just looking back at the previous highs, they have diverged these markets a little bit, but anyway, I don't particularly want to short them, but they are just showing a bit of signs of weakness as I'm looking at them in the short term here. So just consolidating. Again, if it gets back above its daily pivot, then there's a bit more bullish potential on this, and it could run back to the highs and beyond. Certainly you don't want to be shorting this market, even though it's got a weak, horrible, ugly sign there. I wouldn't want to be buying it. That's the most important thing. Nasdaq, same picture. So same picture across these equity markets. The DAX, bit more of there's a key reversal bar there. It's a horrible, it's literally engulfed the previous day's trading there. Not looking fantastic where it's sitting at the moment. Okay, it might get a bit more support off the 4 hourly 50, but again, that's quite some savage blow yesterday. And not looking great, although it's got the pivot above this morning. Might be a target if it can break through this morning past the 18705 on mine. You'll have to have a look at your own to see what sort of price levels they are. I'm just using Pepperstone feed on this at the moment. They all vary slightly. And the FTSE, a little bit more positive yesterday, held up a bit better, and well, It's not really going anywhere massively. I say it held up better. Look at the mess it made in the between. There we go. Snatchy, snippy old ugly market. Right, I'll leave it on that note. Hopefully we'll get something better again next week. We started off the week okay, and it's not been a bad week for me. I've had a few trades. So I shall leave it there, and I'll catch you on Monday. Take care. Bye for now.